So I often ask this question of people, if you actually had to define leadership, if you had to use one word, what would that one word be? You know, if an alien came down to the planet and said, what is a leader? Can you give me one word on that? And I'm sure that some of the common words that come up invariably are strategist, decision maker, communicator, inspirer, motivator, etc., etc. But the word that I like to use, and I'll tell you why I like to use it, is educator. I believe that a leader is an educator. And the word actually educate comes from the Latin ex and ducere. So ex means out of or from, and ducere means to lead. So an educator is actually someone who leads you out of or from, right? Literally translated, right? But where is it leading out of or from? How does that work? So I think that we are led out of or from a place of not knowing to a place of knowing, from a place of not doing to a place of doing, from a place of being, not being to being, right? So there are really three fundamental aspects to what an educator does. And I believe that that actually captures the essence of leadership. And the reason that I use this definition about leadership is because I think that everyone is capable of doing that. I think that everyone in this room is a leader. I think that we're all capable of doing that. You don't have to occupy a formal leadership position to actually be a leader. The difference between formal and informal leadership is actually one of accountability, right? Even if you are in a formal leadership position, you still have to demonstrate leadership behaviors, but you might be accountable for your team's performance, to use that example. But if you're a leader without formal position, you can still demonstrate leadership behaviors and influence people, right? Now, the first two we're pretty good at, you know, from a place of not knowing to a place of knowing, from a place of not doing to a place of doing. The last one actually speaks to the issue of culture, right? How do you want to be? And how do you want to be speaks to the behaviors, because how we think determines what we believe, and what we believe determines how we behave. And culture is very important. Peter Senge, who is a giant in the field of systems dynamics, has basically said that an organization is a reflection of how its members think and interact, right? And how you interact, right, will determine the culture of your organization. And if you want to achieve a culture of choice where people want to come in and go to work here, right, you have to be very cognizant of the kind of behaviors that are being demonstrated, which is also a reflection of people's thinking.